Hello everyone. I welcome you to the Prepare channel. So from the last class, we have discussed about different yields perspectives in our forest mensuration paper. Now, in this lecture, we are going to talk about forest inventory. Okay. So forest inventory mane ki, and what are the objectives and the kinds of enumeration. This thing we will discuss today. The purpose of forest inventory is to provide information about shape and size of forest area and qualitative and quantitative information of the forest resource. So forest inventory purpose to hoise amar forest area to qualitative or quantitative information kini মানে forest resource kini information kini qualitative and quantitative wise provide kora. Inventory or enumeration. Inventory আমি enumeration বুলি কওঁ, is normally defined as counting singly or together, मतलब single wise or together of individual of one or more species in a forest crop and their classification by species, size, conditions. Okay. So enumeration to আমি counting for depend কৰো. Eta by তাতকৈ অধিক species in a forest crop and their classification by species, size, and condition. Now, what is the objective or object of inventory? When we talk about enumeration of growing stock, we refer to the timber inventory or enumeration, whose subject is to determine volume of the timber growing in the forest and forecast yield. যেতিয়া আমি এটুকুৰা মানে আমি যেতিয়া এনুমাৰেশ্যন অফ গ্ৰয়িং ষ্টকৰ কথা কওঁ তেতিয়া আচলতে টিম্বাৰ ইনভেন্টৰী কথাই আমি বুজাওঁ, ৰাইট? এণ্ড টিম্বাৰ কিমান প্ৰডাকশ্যন হ'ব সেইটো কথা বুজাওঁ. At times, though less frequently, timber enumeration is undertaken for the purpose of estimating return from felling crops and determining periodic annual increment and identifying regions of high or low volume production. Now, what are the kinds of enumeration? Enumeration kiki type or actually there are two kinds of forest enumeration. First, total or complete, and second, partial or sample. Total or complete enumeration. Total enumeration requires that enumeration or tailing of the desired species above a specified diameter limit is carried out over the entire area of the forest unit under consideration. It simply means 100% of tally of all trees in a forest unit. So total or complete enumeration of আমি এটা স্পেসিফাইড ডায়ামিটাৰ লিমিট লৈ গোটেই ট্ৰিখিনিকে কাউণ্ট কৰাটোকে বুজাওঁ আচলতে tally of all trees in a forest unit. Then when employed, total enumeration is done in small areas of valuable forest which demands accurate evaluation. And what is the disadvantage? Total enumeration expands, a lot of costs involved actually, because we are telling all the trees in a forest unit. So it is not economically feasible for forest over large areas. For small areas, it is okay, but for large areas, it is not suitable. It is also not advisable for large forest units because by the time total enumeration is over, the information obtained may be obsolete or of little use. কাৰণ যেতিয়া আমি গোটেই এখন ডাঙৰ ফৰেষ্টৰ এনেকুৱা টোটেল এনুমাৰেশ্যন কৰোঁ, যেতিয়ালৈকে শেষ হ'বগে এনুমাৰেশ্যনটো কৰি তেতিয়ালৈকে আগৰ ইনফৰমেশ্যনখিনি অবছলিট বা আউটডেটেড হৈ যোৱাৰ চান্স থাকে. Large extent of the job may also bring in an inadvertent errors. Therefore, some form of partial enumeration becomes necessary. Careful measurement of 5 to 10% of the units in a population will frequently give more reliable information than rough estimate obtained from the entire population. Right? So, সেইটো কাৰণে গোটেই population to কনচিডাৰ কৰাতকৈ পাৰ্চিয়েল কনচিডাৰ কৰিলে কেতিয়াবা আৰু ভাল ইনফৰমেশ্যনহে পোৱা যায়। চ' পাৰ্চিয়েল এণ্ড অৰ চেম্পল enumeration. Partial enumeration, as the name suggests, means that enumeration is done only in a representative portion of the whole forest. Let us take the example of a forest block of 1,000 hectare. If it is decided to undertake enumeration over 100 hectare, thereby make estimation for the entire block, it is called partial or sample enumeration. In this case, the sample area selected is 100 hectare, and the ratio of sample to the whole population is known as sampling fraction or sampling intensity, and is expressed as a percentage. In this case, 10 by 100, so 10%. So sampling বা partial enumeration এটা particular sample collect কৰা হয় গোটেই মানে তোমাৰ ফৰেষ্ট এৰিয়াটো কনচিডাৰ কৰাতকৈ তাৰ এটা sample লোৱা হয় আৰু তাৰ পাছত sampling fraction উলিয়াব পাৰো যিমান কনচিডাৰ কৰা হ'ল divided by total. Sampling units, population parameters, variable. Sampling unit is one of the units into which an aggregate is divided for the purpose of sampling. Sampling units which are indivisible and normally mutually exclusive are sampled, and for the study of an enumeration, records of measurement over such sampling units are kept separately. Population is the aggregate of all arbitrarily defined sampling units. In this example that I have stated, 0.5 hectare plot is designated as a sampling unit. The 1,000 hectare block of forest comprises of a population of 2,000 sampling units. The sample area of 1,000 hectare thus comprises of 200 sampling units, which need not form compact areas. So, এইখিনি কথা terminology খিনি মনত ৰাখিলে হ'ব. Then constant characteristics that describe the population as a whole are called parameters. Parameters key, those constant characteristics which describe the population as a whole. In the above case, population of 2,000 sampling units, mean number of trees per plot is one parameter. Mean number of trees per plot. Now, if we talk about the advantages of partial enumeration, then we have like less cost and time, accuracy is also good, wider scope. Now, when we go for this partial sampling, we need to sample, right? There are two kinds of sampling that is used in forest inventories, and one is random sampling, another is non-random sampling. Random sampling means method of sampling in which sampling units comprising a sample area are selected in such a manner that all the possible units of the samples same size have equal chance of being chosen. Okay, then we have under that simple random sampling, in which every possible combination of the sampling unit has an equal and independent chance of being selected. Then stratified random sampling, where population is first divided into subpopulations of known size, and then random sample of units in proportion to their size is selected in each population. Simple random sampling is appropriate for uniform forest crop, but more often forest crop is heterogeneous in character, and therefore stratified random sampling becomes a necessary option in the case when the forest crop is heterogeneous. Then non-random sampling, where samples are selected according to the subjective judgment of the observer on the basis of certain rules and guidelines. Like systematic sampling, which is where quite frequently used means this systematic sampling is a non-random sampling, and it is quite frequently used. Okay, and here sampling units are selected according to a predetermined pattern, and most commonly employed pattern is regular spacing of units. Size, shape, these are also matters when we consider the sampling things. Then topographical sampling unit is a sampling unit whose boundaries are predominantly topographical or natural features like nalas, stream, ridges, artificial features like roads, inspection paths, compartment boundaries, etc., can also be used as the boundaries of topographic units. Then, cluster sampling units are those which are group of smaller units. The smaller units are record units, and the cluster is the statistical unit. Sampling intensity means percentage of the area of population to be included in the sample. Sampling error means what? Some error which is actually generated during the sampling process. Since enumeration is done over the sample area and the result is applied to whole population, it gives rise to what is known as sampling error. If there is no error from any other source, the difference between the population parameter and the estimate is the error of the estimate. It can be expressed with some formula like D is equal to M minus 1, Y is equal to M minus Y, where E is the error in the estimate, M is the population mean, and Y is the sample mean. So these things you should know while you go for attempting the MCQs on the paper forest mensurations. So I think this is sufficient for today. We'll meet in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Ho.